we finally have a women's mid-card title, and we have been waiting for this for a very long time. We have been campaigning for this for a very long time. The United States Women's Championship is going to be exclusive to the SmackDown brand. So right in front of me, I do have the entirety of the women's WWE roster, but I'm only going to be talking about the SmackDown one because the title is exclusive to SmackDown. And it is safe to say that there's going to be an IC title on Monday, but we shall see, because we are talking about Adam Pearce here, and I feel like Adam Pearce is just going to introduce a 24/7 title for the women. This title should go to somebody that has been putting in the work, is very deserving of this title. And to me, Bayley just seems like she is a main event gal. Bayley is Bayley. She is her for a reason. She is that bitch. So I think it would be a huge disservice to finally get the women's mid-card title and then we put it on a main eventer. Now the next one is Bianca Belair, and the same thing goes for Bianca Belair. I think as the first ever United States Women's Champion, it needs to go to an actual mid-carder, and that's why it's called a mid-card title. So for those reasons, I'm going to eliminate Bayley and I'm going to eliminate Bianca. Next up, we have Blair Davenport. Now, this is my frustration with the WWE. There's a lot of talented individuals in NXT, and you want them to go to a bigger audience. So you want them to go to the main roster. But the thing about the WWE and moving up NXT talent, there's only like 1 or 5% of the individuals who actually do become bigger stars than they were in NXT. A lot of them get lost in the shuffle. A lot of them we just don't see. Blair Davenport is one of them. The last I saw of Blair Davenport was when she was sort of teaming up with Unholy Union. I don't know if she's injured. I haven't seen her since. I hope she's not injured. But unfortunately, I cannot have her in the running when she hasn't made an impact. And that's no discredit to her. It's more so with the booking. So I have to eliminate Blair Davenport for that reason. Next up, we have Candace Lay. And it seems like Candace Lay is getting a push here. I am going to eliminate Candace Lay, but this could be a very preemptive elimination because she is in a storyline right now with Nia Jackson. And it seems like Candace Lay is being sort of Nia Jax's little minion in some sort. It really seems like she wants to be under Nia Jax's wing, which is why she goes out there and tries to prove herself, tries to prove that she is better than Tiffy. We might have a situation where Nia Jax tells Tiffy and Candace, okay, this is the tournament. If there is going to be a tournament, this is the tournament for the women's US title belt. And depending on who wins, you're going to be my minion, or you're going to be my bestie, or you're going to be my partner. Whatever kind of relationship Tiffy and Nia Jax have, I can sort of see that happening. I do know that she is currently the WWE Women's Speed Champion. I don't watch Speed. I haven't seen a single Speed mini episode. I don't even know what it's called. But it does seem, if you do get that title, it does seem like they're sort of pushing you in some kind of direction. I feel like that's sort of like a stepping stone. That's sort of telling you, hey, you're sort of next in line to get this push. I'm going to eliminate Candace, but again, there could be a lot of possibilities here. Next up, I think this is everyone's favorite. We got Chelsea Green next, and I'm thinking that the majority of us are choosing Chelsea Green. If she is the first ever Women's United States Champion, she is one of the most deserving women on that roster to have this title. And the thing that I like about her is that she's not necessarily there for the accolades, for the wins. She's there about creating moments, which makes her even more deserving of this title. And the fact that she just makes millions of people around the world smile. She had Chelsea chants in Saudi Arabia. She had Chelsea chants. She is definitely favored for a reason, and she is one out of my 3 picks who I think is going to be the first ever United States champion and should be the first ever United States champion. Next up, we have Electra Lopez. I feel like Electra Lopez sort of gets stuck in the shuffle of just like the LDF versus LWO things, and I haven't really seen much out of her, and that's not her fault, but it's just straight dependent on booking. So for those reasons, I'm going to eliminate Electra. Next up, we have Jade Carill. Now, this one is tricky. She does have the tag titles with Bianca Belair, and Bianca Belair I already eliminated. But with Jade Carill, she's not in my top 3 list of who I think should and will get it, but I don't want to rule her out. She could be a dark horse, and I know it sounds weird because you're like, it's Jade Cargill. What do you mean she's a dark horse? I mean she's a dark horse because she is in a tag team right now with Bianca Belair. So I feel like a lot of people are not thinking about Jade Cargill because we are so used to seeing her and Bianca as a unit. You know, we see them as one entity. We saw the way they treated Jade too. She was a star before she even made her debut. She's been on more PLEs than a lot of the women that have been putting in years into this business. I just truly believe you need to give this title to someone who has been putting in the work, who has been putting in the grind, someone that the IWC has been rooting for a very long time for them to have an opportunity. And now that the opportunity is finally here, I think it would be a disservice to give it to Jade Cargill because she's already a main eventer. She's already in the spotlight, and we all know that Jade versus Bianca is going to happen eventually, and that's going to be a WrestleMania moment. She's going to have her own WrestleMania moment for a lot of the other women who have been in this company for years grinding. And this is no disrespect to Jade Cargill, but I'm just trying to call it how it is. It needs to go to someone that has been putting in the work for a very long time. Next up, we have Michin. Michin has been putting in that work, and we've seen what she has been doing in NXT, and her work in NXT already should be translated into the main roster. She should be as over as she is in NXT. Michin has had a great deal of disservice. Michin is a fantastic choice to be the first ever women's United States champion. Do I think they're going to actually put the nail in the coffin or put the nail in the wood, whatever the damn phrase is? Do I think they'll actually pull the trigger on Michin? I doubt it. I just simply don't know. If she's not the first ever women's United States champion, she could become one. I see her in the running to be the next one or the one after that, but this is a fantastic choice, and if you put it on Michin, then yay. But I just don't see them pulling the trigger on Michin just yet. The next one we have is Naomi. Naomi is a former women's SmackDown champion. When she made her return, we were all so excited, and then they paired her up with Bianca and Jade, and that was a very dominating trio. And then she's sort of in it, but not really, because she's not a tag champ with them, so she'll come out and help them, as we saw this past Friday. Naomi is another good choice. This is what I mean. We've been waiting for this for such a long time, and I'm so glad it's here because now we can talk about all of these underappreciated talents. Naomi is very over with the crowd. She's very beloved by everybody. We already know that we will all be crying if Naomi is the first ever United States Women's Champion, and I would like her to get that title again. But I also understand that there are a lot of other women that they want to focus on, and not everybody can be a WWE Women's Champion or a second WWE Women's Champion. In my opinion, I feel like this title is going to be a little more prestigious just because this is a workhorse title. I think the woman that's going to be behind this is a woman that we have been campaigning for so long, that we have had in the back of our minds thinking, when is it going to be your time? And it's definitely going to be the time that they're just going to outshine, and then they'll expedite themselves into the main event scene, into the main title scene. And I hope Triple H sees the vision that we all see within these women that he's been having around for so long. And I get it, I am not a booker, so I'm not going to be complaining about his booking, but there are so many underappreciated talents behind there, especially the ones that you move from NXT to the main roster and then we don't ever see them again. Next up, we have Nia Jackson. She is the former SmackDown Women's Champion, so I'm going to eliminate her based off that. The next one here is Piper Niven. Now, I did say that I have a top 3 that I think should and will, and that's because Piper Niven has been damn good for such a long time. Not only can she go in the ring, she's entertaining. Look at the stuff that she's doing with Piper, but she's very broad with every single thing that she does. I feel like you give her a gimmick, you give her any match against anybody, and she will outperform every single time. It's the exact same way with Chelsea Green, which is why I think the pairing of Chelsea Green and Piper Niven is one of the most beautiful things that I have ever seen in professional wrestling. The chemistry between Piper Niven and Chelsea Green is so amazing that if none of these ladies get the United States Championship, then they should definitely be the next women's tag team champions. I'm only saying this because I think it'll be great and hilarious, but Piper Niven does not need a mouthpiece. But wouldn't it be so funny with her being the champion and having Chelsea Green just always in the background, just talking so much shit to the rest of the women's division, that they will never be Piper, that they would never be the first ever women's champion. I just think it'll be so funny, and I'm here for it. Also, I'm realizing that I never told you guys my top 3, which is Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and Michin. Next up, we have Tiffany Stratton, Miss Money in the Bank right now currently. I could see her becoming the first ever. I think they have been expediting Tiffy for a while. But again, I think this title should really go to someone that has been in the trenches, that hasn't had the opportunity to broadcast who they are. So for that reason, I'm eliminating Tiffy, leaving Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and Michin to be the first ever women's United States champion. I do think Naomi and Candace Lay are excellent contenders for that as well. I'm just going based off purely the vision of where I think Triple H and Nick Aldis and the bookers will be going to. And as much as I appreciate and love Charlotte Flair, if Charlotte Flair returns and they give her this title, I will crash out, because she doesn't need the accolade, you know? Like, we already know Charlotte Flair. We know she's a beast. We know she's great with whatever she does. She's in the main event scene for a reason, and she should stay there and not get anywhere near this title. So those are my final 3, and out of those final 3, I understand that I have to choose one to be more definitive, and it's hard for me to choose who I really think is going to get it, because damn it, Michin and Chelsea Green are basically head to head. So I will be going based off who is more highly favored, which would be Chelsea Green. I know that was cringe and I will never do it again. I apologize. Down below in the comments, let me know who you think should be the first ever United Women's champion. If you do want more exclusive content and be a part of our match club, right now we are watching Asuka versus Ember Moon, the trilogy. Head on over to my Patreon. I have 3 weekly match club videos, and I do have my reviews after every single PLE, and I will be adding more soon. Until next time, bye.